before we start today, I want to talk a little bit about some stuff. I've been thinking about some things regarding my channel and my content and the community and all these types of things. And this is all stuff that I've been thinking about for a while. But I didn't know if I should talk about it. But I figure, you know, I kind of want to like be transparent about stuff, just so that there's no confusion, I guess, or just so we're all on the same page, basically. It's nothing that serious, you know. I've been thinking about it. I even wrote some notes about what I wanted to say, but it's not even that big a deal, I don't think. You know, it's nothing bad. I'm just thinking about the direction that I want to go from now on. Yeah. You don't need to be scared. It's okay, guys. It's nothing bad, I promise. So basically, I've just been thinking about the content and you know, how I interact with chat and all these types of things, and I'm just trying to like steer myself into a direction that I think I want to take my activities in the future, basically. And to do that, I'm gonna need everyone's support and cooperation. So I just want to remind everyone, check the rules before you chat. Try not to have too many off-topic conversations among yourself. I really like that my community is so positive and you're all getting along with each other. But I just think that we should try to keep that out of the stream chat and delegate it to things like Twitter and DMs and stuff like that. And try not to flood the chat with too much unrelated things. And honestly, it's never been that bad, but you know, just occasionally, you know, I might notice comments now and then that just are not really contributing to the stream, and I do want to improve on that. And you know, it's mostly my responsibility, because I have been you know, neglecting the chat sometimes, honestly, and I feel like I want to start coming back around and interacting with the chat a little bit more, and I think that's one step in the right direction. So that's one thing. And what was another one? Let me check. What rules do I have here? Okay, in my rule set, you can check in the description. It says, please be respectful, no harassment, etc. I mean, no one's really, none of my listeners are harassing anyone. I think it's just a few trolls and bad actors and stuff. Just if you see anything like that, just ignore them and they'll give up, or the moderators will take care of it. No spam. You know, no one's spamming except the bots, and we always delete those. That's fine. Backseating. I think we haven't really had any problems with that much. But just remember, if I'm playing a game or something like that, or if we're talking about maybe an anime or something like that, no spoilers, please. No spoilers. Remember, like, don't give anything away. And if we're playing a game, generally don't give anything away that hasn't already happened, or don't give any advice unless I ask specifically, please, because I do like to try to figure things out myself, but you know, sometimes it's too much, it takes too much time, and I might need a little advice, in which case I'll ask and you can tell me in that case, right? And yeah, please keep chat on topic. Try not to talk about it unless it's happening on screen, or me or someone else on the stream is already talking about it. Please try not to bring up any other names of creators in the chat unprompted. And also, please don't bring my name up in other people's chats, please, because I don't want to bother them with or make them uncomfortable to talk about other creators either. Right. And oh yeah, please only chat in English or Japanese, because those are the only two languages I understand. I won't be able to understand what you're saying if it's a different language, and so I can't respond to it. It's just filling up the chat. Yeah, I can't say anything to it. And try to keep emojis to 3 per comment. Just because I don't want to have too much emoji spam. I think 3 at a time is generally a good number. And maybe some exceptions is okay when the time is right. If we're going crazy in a karaoke or something, maybe it's okay to have a few more. Sometimes I see when we have the Noctix collabs, we have all the hearts of all of our different colors. That's so cute. Maybe sometimes in cases like that, it's okay. But just in general, please try to keep it to only 3 emojis at a time. Thank you. And I am the law. So I always get the final word. Okay, so these are the basic rules, but if I don't like it, I'll make the final decision. Yeah. Hey, that's about it. And my moderators, I just want to thank my moderators so much for all their hard work and cooperation. There's been a little discourse lately in the community. Maybe some of you have noticed. And we've also been talking about it behind the scenes a little bit. And I first of all, I want to apologize to my moderators because they never chose to be moderators. I just sort of made the decision without asking them. So I'm sorry to my mods for putting pressure on them and all that responsibility and attention that they never even asked for it. But despite my selfishness, they've all been really helpful and cooperative and diligent. I have very good mods. I've never heard any complaints about my mods actually. But I just think, especially after recent events, I've been rethinking it a little bit. I always enjoyed seeing my mods in the chat, but just in order to avoid future problems, I think that the mods should remain silent, and if they are to chat, then it should be on a separate account. That's just my opinion, and I understand if if any mods would want to step down, especially after recent events. I would understand completely if they didn't want to be a mod anymore. And they all have their own lives and stuff anyway. No one's forcing them to be mods. So yeah, they're free to step down anytime. And I'm still actually working on some stuff. I talked with my manager a little earlier. We're still figuring out the moderation situation. So there may be developments in that later on, which I will also speak to the community about in the future, and I'll let everyone know soon. So yeah, I feel a little responsible because I just sort of made that decision myself. It's a little difficult because I don't really know anyone personally that can moderate my chat frequently. So I chose people that I recognize that as supportive and positive members of the community to be mods, and they've all been doing really well. But I just feel responsible because they probably they never asked for it basically. So sorry if I ever made anyone uncomfortable with the way that I've been handling the moderation situation up until now. And it hasn't even been a problem. I haven't even heard any problems on my side. But I just want to be sure. I want to avoid any problems in the future before any problems do arise. Just want to nip it in the bud now. Okay, so thank you everyone for listening to me talk. I think that's about it. Let me think again real quickly. Am I forgetting anything? Let me know what you guys think as well. If you have any comments or anything to note, any feedback, anything about this stuff. Do you have any thoughts on the situation? Thanks for addressing. Yeah, I felt like I should say something, even though nothing bad has happened to me personally. But yeah, I just I wanted to talk a little bit about it, just so that we're all on the same page for the future and stuff. I hate to be so serious about this kind of stuff. I like to keep it lighthearted and loose, but at the same time, I just want to make sure everyone knows what's going on. Yeah, okay. Well, okay, I guess everything's good on that side, on that aspect. Okay, now another thing, I also want to talk about, for example, the things like the requests in the comments and in the super chats. Like Sonny, can you please say this, or can you do this? Can you do this voice, etc., etc. I really enjoy those things. I do, and I like that it makes for good voice acting practice. For example, I said this before, but I am aspiring to be a voice actor one day. I would like to do some professional voice actor work one day. And so I figure if you're a real voice actor and you get handed a script, you can't really choose, what the character says. You just have to go with the script. And so I sort of treat the voice requests in a similar way, and I just try to fulfill the request the best that I can, as if it was like a script or something like that. And I've received a few that I maybe wasn't so comfortable with. It takes a lot to make me uncomfortable. None of them have been that bad, really. But some of them, I wasn't really feeling it, for example. So I always refused if I didn't want to do it, and it's fine. And I do want to keep doing them, but at the same time, I feel like I've been maybe doing a little bit too many. At the start when I debuted, I didn't think I would do too many of them. But also around debut, I was so nervous the first week of debut. I couldn't even talk. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't speak my own mind on anything. And so I sort of used that as a crutch, so to speak. I would just sort of read the super chats and do whatever they say to help fill the time and be a bit more comfortable, like performing on stream, basically. Yeah. Because I wasn't as comfortable or confident at the time to speak my mind, I guess. And so I would just sort of read the super chats and do all the requests to fill the time. But especially recently and after my birthday, I had so many super chats and there were so many requests and things like that. It took so long. It took me a whole week to catch up with the super chats for my birthday because I had set myself a sort of what do you call it? Policy? I don't know. It wasn't really a policy, but I had sort of made up a rule for myself that I would read every single super chat and I would try to read as many of them out loud as I could. But it took so long. It took a whole week, and I'm glad that I read them all. They were all such sweet messages from the birthday. Everyone was so positive and supportive and cheering me on and all these nice things. But it took a lot of time. I just rather than reading every single one, I think I want to spend more time focusing on other things. Basically, like on the main content, I suppose you could call it, rather than because I try to separate my streams into the main stream, and then there's the super chat reading, which is like a separate section, kind of. That's how I've been doing it. So I want to focus more on the main content. And it's not that I don't appreciate all the super chats and everything. I love the super chats and I love reading all the messages. But when there's that many, there's just not enough time to focus on the main content, which is what I really want to focus on. So I think from now into the future, I'll probably spend a bit less time on the super chats, and I might not do as many requests for things like voices and say this, do this kind of thing. Although I'm not at all uncomfortable with doing it. I just want to focus more on other things. I'm just shifting my focus. That's all it is. Yeah. So I'm sorry if you were sending a super or a donation expecting a request to be fulfilled. I'm really sorry, but there's a chance that I might not do it as often as I have been doing it up until now. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and I just want to make sure everyone is aware of that. Okay, thank you guys for hearing me out. Everyone's being really supportive right now. Thank you so much. That makes me feel better. I was a little bit nervous about talking about this stuff. I was a little afraid about, maybe people wouldn't support me as much if I wasn't doing these types of things. But I know that you know, that's only a very small minority. I know that everyone has my back. Thank you guys so much. Arigatou. Whoa. Thank you so much. Yeah. And also I guess this counts as I guess this counts in the chat rules, like don't be respectful and stuff. Just like I try not to make people uncomfortable. It's again, you know, I probably wouldn't mind personally, but I'm just worried about what other viewers are thinking. Sometimes if you if there's a comment that's maybe a bit too overly sensitive, or maybe talking about something like controversial or something like that, we want to try to avoid that as much as I can. And you know, we're all human here. We probably say things like without thinking about it. I'm definitely guilty of that myself. You know, I might run my mouth a little here and there, and I'm really sorry if I make anyone uncomfortable with anything that I say. I'm always trying to improve on that. But yeah, if we could all just keep in mind, let's try to keep it PG, nothing overtly well, sensitive, basically. Yeah. And nothing too controversial. Yeah, you know, maybe I might bring something up like this, like even the mod thing. It's a little controversial, but you know, that's fine. I don't mind talking about that, and I think it's important to talk about. So I mean, that's fine if I already start talking about it. You know, you can have your 2 cents on that too. And they said, do you have anything to address about fan arts, like content that makes you uncomfortable? Not really. If it's on Twitter, you know, I guess that's just up to you. Personally, no, there's not a whole lot that would make me too uncomfortable, I don't think. I can't think of anything, so it's probably nothing. It's probably okay. You could probably draw the most fucked up thing you could think of. I wouldn't even mind. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe some of the other fans wouldn't like that. So just be aware of that, I guess. Yeah. Thank you everyone for all the support. Thank you so much. Arigatou. Well, I wonder if there was anything else. I'm trying my best lately to interact with the chat a little bit more, by the way. I feel like I've kind of been neglecting the chat sometimes. Part of it is I want to try to think of like funny stuff to say without relying on the chat. Like I don't know, I don't mean what's the word? I don't mean say that the chat isn't funny or anything like that, but I'm trying to like come up with jokes just on my own without like using the chat as a crutch for content, you know, as much as I can. But also, you know, I don't want to ignore you guys, so I'm trying to chat, interact with the chat a little bit more. So if you guys can try to interact with me as well, that'll be really helpful. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I feel like after it's been maybe 2 months since I debuted, I'm finally starting to come around and be a bit more comfortable, finally starting to come into my own. So I just wanted to start steering things more towards my goals. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm finally starting to be more comfortable to talk about it and start to be more true to myself, I guess. Yeah, okay. That's probably about it. You know, if I think of anything else, I'll bring it up later. Let's just play some Minecraft. I'm itching.